Yeah, let's take a look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ had a really good run yesterday, but overnight we saw a lot of bearish pressure come into the indices. The question will be from here, is this thing going to kind of bottom out? Right now, I don't actually have a strong bias on indices. Um, at least from the EDGEFINDER's perspective, I don't think we have the indices even on the list. Yeah, indices are neutral right now, so there's not a strong bias there for me. But yeah, we're gonna guys, we've got just a few minutes here to go before the CPI numbers and CAD CPI numbers and retail sales out of the United States come out. Both should be pretty market moving here. Nas, again, 4-hour chart. Right now, NASDAQ just looks to me, it looks like it's really under pressure. I would not be opposed to getting long if we start to see technicals look good again. But right now, we're struggling, right? I know some people were catching this move yesterday, which is great. I think that there was some, obviously in hindsight, there was some nice upside there. But for me, I'm personally just waiting to see if we can get a breakout. That would probably be more convincing for me. But we're not quite there. So it is what it is. I'm just kind of waiting on that. Let's take a quick look at the dollar. Again, obviously, I am bullish on dollar short term. We broke out of resistance. I'm short gold, which is by proxy kind of a long dollar play, right? Looks like dollar has failed to break the resistance. So the dollar, but here's the thing, right? I would actually say that right now what we see happening on the US dollar index is a very, very normal reaction to coming into a key level of resistance like this. So here's what's happening with the dollar. The dollar index has been stubbornly strong here. What you can see is that we broke through resistance really strong. Like sellers were not able to hold this area. We broke out, we retested, and we shot up to our next level very, very quickly. That's pretty bullish to the dollar. But then, of course, we did have a normal pullback. The question, however, will be, as we pull back, if we come into support levels, are we going to just bounce and break out and continue the cycle? But right now, the dollar looks pretty strong. Guys, we're gonna set up our charts here so that we can watch the reaction to the news. Let me go ahead and get us set up here as fast as I can. So I'm gonna put dollar index in the top left. We've got the NASDAQ bottom left. Let's put gold here in the bottom right. This way we can watch the reaction here together, guys. I guess I'm not in my euro dollar trade. You can see I got trailed out for a profit there. So let's see, we've got about 20 seconds to go here. Let me just clean up this dollar index chart and this NAS chart. So again, we'll see what we get here out of the news. Breaking news coming in.
Did you know our market scanning software, the EDGEFINDER, just got even better? Check out our newest asset, Bitcoin. That's right, Bitcoin was our most requested feature update, and we're so excited to announce Bitcoin is finally here with plans to add even more crypto in the future. We've also updated our most popular feature, the Smart Money Tracker, adding even more data than before. The EDGEFINDER not only automatically scores 8 different metrics for each asset to give it an overall buy, sell, or neutral score, but it also keeps track of bank and analyst positioning, stores historical fundamental data, shows how assets are trending throughout the day, and so much more. Right now, our YouTube viewers can get the EDGEFINDER at a discounted price when they use promo code A1YT. You can check out the EDGEFINDER with the link down in the description below, and again, get it for the special discounted price when you use promo code A1YT at checkout.
All right, CAD CPI and retail sales coming out here. Let's see if we get any reaction to this. Dollar index pushing a little bit higher. Gold trading down. Look at that. 15-minute chart breaking clean through. Wow. Okay. Okay, guys, so we had some reaction there, big time. Look at this. Obviously feeling a little silly about my euro dollar trade. I should also note this is not a take profit order for me. I'm just using it to track my trade. I trail stops. So what a move there from the dollar index. Yeah, that's a move. Let's go ahead and bring Frank in here and see what he's got or what he's thinking about. We can say hello to him and see what he thinks about all this. Hey, Frank, how's it going?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. What's your reaction to all this? That dollar move just shot up. Not something we
Um,
usually see on retail sales numbers, right?
so I didn't see retail because it didn't load for me yet, but I saw
Okay.
CAD's numbers. Um, I saw their inflation was higher than expected, so
Hmm.
I'm kind of happy with that. Okay, and here's a dollar. Yeah, I mean, those are kind of strange numbers to say the least.
So we're
Um,
getting out of core retail sales coming out at 1% compared to forecasts of 0.4%. Core retail sales, for those of you guys who are newer to the trading world, retail sales gives us an idea as to what retail sales are looking like going into stores and buying things or purchasing products, right? What are consumers doing on the retail level? And so we see a surprise here to the upside, meaning activity was very high, and that's causing some dollar strength here. Retail sales month over month also higher than expected.
so that's good. That's good for, I guess, the markets, and possibly dollar. I'm not sure because you see better economic numbers, and that might not be complying with what the Fed wants. But
Mm-hmm.
any good economic news is would seem to be good for um, the indices as well. But it's actually not taking it the right way. It's going down due to this. We also saw China GDP or some kind of economic number was lower, um, I guess, less robust than everyone thought it would be. Um,
Oh, interesting.
so
Yeah, Frank, it's an interesting move here, and really look at that gold move. So obviously, dollar moving quite a bit, but gold really takes. I would say it really takes the center stage here. After a reaction to hotter than expected retail sales number, we're seeing gold breaking that 1900 level. Frank, this is pretty big. What is
yeah,
your
this is
thoughts on gold here?
like what we said yesterday, thinking that going under 1900 was very likely. Now it's in the 1890s, and I want to see it go a little lower. I want it probably around 1890 or 1891, where there was this previous low,
Hmm.
and maybe look for a long there. But it's going to have to show some confirmation first, just because it's incredibly weak right now. So I'm not going to go long just because it's hitting this level. It's going to have to show some kind of reversal.
Yeah, I was actually chatting with some people in the Discord yesterday, Frank, and people were just kind of wondering why I had kind of gotten on the short side of gold, even though I've been pretty bullish on gold and pretty vocal about it. And to your point right there, longer term, I think we might be coming into some value levels, but in the short term, sellers have momentum. And Frank, we have this like running joke, but we talk about this often. We often do buy high and sell higher, and we often do sell low and buy lower, right? So sometimes when something is in momentum and there's a short-term good reason or catalyst, we pay close attention to that. So I am not necessarily long-term bearish gold. I'm just riding this move for what it is right now. But to your point about longer term, are we starting to get into some value areas for gold? um, it's quite possible. It's quite possible. Though at the same time, I would have thought, Frank, that we would have had some stronger reaction to this trend line than we did. I guess, to be fair, there was a trade there. I think you and I both caught a little bit of the upside there on that gold move. But since then, it's kind of fallen apart in the last couple of weeks.
And COT's just not buying it. Um,
Yeah.
just not a lot of support around it in general versus where you could argue that for the indices or even oil. But so far this week, we've had industrial production in China lower than
Mhm.
expected, retail sales lower, a couple other things lower than expected. Not what you want, and that's bad for commodities. Even oil, it's getting bought up by uh, COT right now. The news, though, is just not complying with that. And on top of that, we have good economic news. So that's going to be kind of a detriment to gold.
Mhm.
not necessarily anything for oil, but all this sort of you could just call it like a stew of news, I guess, just like coming together and making some just chaos right now. So I think it might be wise to stay away from the indices for now, even though
That's
that's
kind of
good
where I'm
economic
at.
news.
It is it's a tough call for me on the indices right now, but I just, for me, I mentioned this a little bit earlier. I've taken a couple losses in a row, and for me, I don't like to keep banging my head against the wall. I like to wait until it shows some signs that we're actually going to start making a move back up. Overall, this year has been really, really good, but obviously, Frank, you and I have struggled a little bit in some of this downside move here that we've had on the SPY and on the NAS and stuff like that. So it's nice to catch a move here on the dollar index in the short term, though I'm not necessarily married to the trade when it comes to short gold or long dollar. I'm just waiting for, really it comes down to the dollar play. I'm waiting for that dollar index to crack. It's got just so much strength though right now, that it's hard for me to ignore. We have yields making moves higher. We have the dollar index higher, gold down. And I think a lot of that is putting pressure on the indices, though we've talked about it being forward looking. We pointed out the COT data showed us, we talked at length yesterday about this, just with like the S&P 500 showing a lot of bullish interest this past week. So I don't know, for me, Frank, I'm kind of at a point where like, okay, they're showing some bullish interest by closing out lots of short trades on the COT data, but I still just need to wait for technical confirmation to actually look to get long again. What do you think?
And I mean, we're still above that target range of support. I have it pulled up on the daily chart where price is not broken underneath that trend line or the support zone. It's just taken a dip today, not even 1% down, but it was still substantial. I mean, it was quite a drop, but as long as I said this yesterday, so I still think the same thing. As long as it stays above this level, I got a bullish bias on it. Just overall, I mean, the market has been reacting to news just very crazily. So I think that it could be just a temporary sell-off or another pullback or whatever. But if it dips lower than this sort of zone right here, probably not look to going long until we see something more promising. And at the same time, I think because of CAD news that came out, we should be looking at those pairs as well. Higher inflation, I think, is a good sign to go long CAD, but I haven't taken any trades yet. But I'm looking at CAD yen, which hit this what looked like it was going to be a double top. It pulled back slightly on the lower time frames, but then this news came out and just shot it back up. So I'm looking at CAD yen, maybe to trade a breakout, and then I want to look at Aussie CAD as well, possibly another test at the lows again of that day, of the previous day. So yeah, CAD pairs are something to look out for too.
Don't forget to check out the links in the description if you want our broker recommendation, access to our free Discord, free EDGEFINDER, or want to chat with us on Telegram. Remember, you can watch us live in the markets every morning starting at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and we have lots more free trading tools and content available on our website, a1trading.com. Thanks for watching.